Rajvidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam Prataksha Gavam Dharmam Susukam Kardumavayam. The knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secret, the purest knowledge, because it gives direct perception of the self by realization. It is the perfection of relation. It is everlasting. It is joyfully performed. There was once an opportunity that Srila Prabhupada was in France and he met Admiral of Navy. It's a big, very nice Prabhupada memories it comes. Somebody introduced to Prabhupada. And that big Navy personality, imagine a French Navy, it's a big Navy in the world, asked Prabhupada that if I read one chapter of Gita, which chapter I can read? He was very, very busy man. Prabhupada read 9 chapters. And a devotee met him many years later and he said, not a day goes without me reading that chapter. Every day he was reading. So this is the most important chapter. And this is in the chapter, one of the beautiful shlokas. Let us understand. Raj Vidya. So there is Ishopanishad, the discussion of Vidya and Avidya. Just like in this world. See, this is basic philosophy. You should always understand philosophy. The Mayavadis do Sankhya and people are cheated by that. Mayavadi don't teach all these things. They just like bhajana, there is, you can do so much orchestra and that becomes music. It doesn't remain a bhajana, correct? So similarly, we should understand something with a directly implication for us. Mayavadi don't teach philosophy, they teach Sankhya. And people get very bewildered and very, arey, you are seeing, you are not there, but what you are seeing, you are. That's what all the Mayavadis place do. Their bread and butter is Sankhya. Go to any Mayavadi place, they study Sankhya, teach Sankhya. Very exciting to hear. But nothing to do with the Prabhupada teaches. Correct? Similarly, just like bhajana, just like Bhagavad Katha, just like books, our focus should be on the philosophy. In bhajana, our focus is on hearing the holy name. And anybody can repeat it also. Correct? Similarly, in the philosophy, our focus is on what is the direct implication, what you are supposed to do. Many people, Bhagavad reciters are very popular because they don't tell what you have to do. They not tell you should attend sadhana, you should do some service. They never tell that. Oh, very nice person he is. Even sometimes visiting sannyasis also, people like them very nice. Because they don't know what that person is doing. They don't like managers. They say, why you are not doing service? Why you are not coming to sadhana? People don't like them. Because he doesn't know the reality. 2 days he sees you also, he will also get on your case. Correct? You understanding the point? So similarly, whenever the class is there, the main focus is on implication for me. What I am not doing, what I am supposed to do, what the shloka is telling. Not some ephemeral, some things which are of no utility. It's no practical utility. Prabhupada said that Mayavadi Sankhya is like Haparthapasikas. Oh, so nice. What you would have understood? Nothing. Nothing you understood actually, which is the implementation for me in spiritual life. Simply some speculative enjoyment. That's all. You get this point? So never be lost by Sankhya. Sankhya is not for devotees. You don't see in proper implementation at all. We cannot take line here and there and create a new philosophy. Many people have done in ISKCON. First they have to understand Sankhya, then you understand. Where Prabhupada said it? Please show me. One line from one lecture, half word. People have created 100 philosophy like that in ISKCON, which is of no value. Like there was one in ISKCON, one group had formed that was called Gopi Bhava Club. They used to only read Gopi Bhavas because 1 and 2 line, 1 word they got here and there. That's the highest. That's not proper teaching. You have to see what Prabhupada did in class. You have to see what Prabhupada spoke in class. Has Prabhupada spoken like that? Never. You have to follow in his footsteps of the Acharya. Always things should be kept simple. People can understand. They can implement. There is a practical utility for them. And Phalena Parichyate, we also see by result. What's the result of any kind of an activity for practical preaching? How much mass of people are taking to it, benefiting it, spreading it? Nil. The Gopi Bhava Club collapsed. There are some people in ISKCON, talk only Sankhya, collapsed. No followers, no leaders, no movement. You have to see practical utility of it. 40, 50 years, things are not picking up. Correct? So practical utilities always should be to understand the way Prabhupada has taught. So what is Vidya? What is Vidya and Avidya? This is explained very nicely in Ishopanishad. Avidya means anything which concerns. First, what is Vidya? Vidya concerns a knowledge which takes us to God. That is Vidya. That is actually purpose of knowledge. Correct? Vedesha sarve aham eva Vedya. Veda means knowledge. Any knowledge to take to God. Any knowledge which does not take to God, it is not called Vidya. Therefore, in all the schools and colleges, Saraswati Puja is bogus. It's cheating. Saraswati gives you Vidya to go to spiritual world. She doesn't give you Avidya. You have seen every school, college they do? It's all a drama. Just like everything is a duplicate in this world. We look at the body. The body, we think we are the body. We are not the body. We are the spirit soul. But we are living in a duplicate world. Similarly, what is Vidya? All the government is saying they have to get knowledge. Yes. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. If you get Vidya, you become very humble. You become Sampanne. You develop all the wonderful qualities. Vidya means Vinaya will come together. We see Vidya, but there is no Vinaya. That is, Vidya is not there. But these people are only getting by so-called Avidya. They are only becoming proud. I got this degree, I got that degree. This Avidya is only making people proud, not Vinaya. It is making them proud. Correct? Outside the board, they will put this degree, that degree, and boom. True or not? They learn Avidya in the name of Vidya and become proud, and because of becoming proud, they become disqualified to learn Vidya, because to learn Vidya, there are 20 qualities mentioned in the 13th chapter. First one is Amanitvam, Adamvitvam, that is lost. Therefore, Prabhupada says, Jada Vidya, Maya, Andhakara. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, how do you connect? Because more we advance in Avidya, we are not interested in Vidya. You get unnecessarily proud. Just like Mayavadi, so much they do Sankhya, you go to them, what you people speak, you do Sankhya. We're telling you, you see, what you see, you're not there, but what you see, you are there, and literally here or that, and they become very proud. They bewilder the people, innocent people clap, and that's it, end of zero. Nothing practically happens after that. The biggest work of Mayavadis is Sankhya. First thing Mayavadis study Sankhya, they have big books of Sankhya with this study. Correct? You see all, they are speaking something. What is their bread and butter? Please find out. Go to all the Mayavadi institutions. What is their bread and butter? They are not discussing Bhagavad Katha, Gita Katha. They discuss Sankhya. That's not for us. For us is to understand what is Vidya, what is Avidya. Vidya means any knowledge which takes you to Krishna. You got it? Any knowledge that takes you to Krishna is called Vidya. And any knowledge which does not take you to Krishna is called Avidya. It's not that it's not knowledge, but it's not spiritual knowledge. It's not divine knowledge. It's not something which is knowledge is divine. No, that's not. That is Vidya. That is not. Just like one college, the board was there. Knowledge is power. And I made a sarcastic comment, whether I don't know right or wrong. I don't know whether management heard or not. I said in this institution, from Chaparasi to principal, nobody has knowledge. There is a Vidya, even technically speaking, you can try to understand. Skills, values, and knowledge. There are 3 departments. Skills, what you're learning. Engineering is skills, not knowledge. Some skill. Previously, Lohar used to be the outside village, know how to bend iron. Now that is Tata Iron and Steel. You got it? We made it big. But it's skill, not knowledge. Not Vidya, it's Avidya. Then there are values, which is between Avidya and Vidya, via media's values. Therefore, when I was just analyzing in the morning class, most of you are not there. Our analysis was this: when Buddha came to India, he was born in India, in Lord incarnated. At that time, whole India, Vedic literature was at home. Gita Bhagavatam was at home still. Buddha spoke something, they threw the books aside. They threw the books, they stopped going to temples. Pujaris left the temples. Vrindavan deities were lost not because of Muslim rule, because of Buddhist teaching. Deities were thrown, neglected. What Goswami's little, you know the story how each deity was got in a miracle practically. True? Why the deities were neglected and thrown here and there? No interest. Buddha's teaching. What did Buddha teach? I was just analyzing this there. See, the Vidya has to have an effect. When people come to temple, they are not actually able to measure our spiritual ecstasies because they don't know what's going inside. But honestly speaking, you look for personal qualities. any person, any part of the world, whichever religion is following, first thing we see the effect of the religion. And the effect of religion is in 4 qualities. What are they? Person should be very austere, ready to do anything for the Lord, correct? Or any service. Austere. Nowadays youngsters, the retention span, they say if you make a video on the net, don't make it more than 3 minutes because people can't hear it. They don't open a video which is more than 3 minutes. The retention span is, in a class, good teachers means don't teach more than 20 minutes. They can't hear. After that, do some interaction and all. Finish within 20 minutes, what do you want to teach? Class may 1 hour. Any best teachers' advice is, don't teach more than 20 minutes. They can't hear more than. There's the capacity now. Tapasya is gone. Previously, Parikshit Maharaj, we are not Parikshit Maharaj, but just example, see this age, is hearing for 7 days without drop of water. Look at the tapas shakti. Eagerness, the energy. Prabhupada says, spiritual world, the energy to serve Krishna is unlimited. Their enthusiasm to serve Krishna is unlimited. And their desire to serve the Lord is so intense, the Lord is shaken by that. Okay? That's another realm. So then tapasya is one. Then the second one is tapasya, then shaucham, very pure. The person should be, okay, you are following some religion, you should be an example of purity, mentally and externally, very pure, so pure in the mind. Then shaucham, tapasya, shaucham, daya, should be very merciful. Preaching is done on the platform of mercy. We go to people and say, what did Prabhupada go all around the world? Yes, you are not body, you are a spirit soul. Please chant name of the Lord, serve Krishna. Correct? Third. And what is the fourth? Truthful. Person is very truthful. Simple. Very simple and very truthful. So these are the 4 qualities that should manifest in you. But somehow we don't know what kind of religion people are following. They are so degraded in their so-called religion. They lost these 4 qualities. That was the time Buddha came in. So religion had lost its own purpose. The books had lost the purpose because no qualities are visible. How do we say that? All the temples had become slaughterhouse. सारे मंदिर कसाई खाने बन गए थे. Correct? लोग बोल रहे थे हम धर्म पालन कर रहे हैं, लेकिन इफेक्ट तो दिख ही नहीं रहा भाई. आपको तो दया है ही नहीं, क्या धर्म पालन कर रहे हो? आपको दर्द नहीं लगता? ऐसे जानवरों को became. So basically you can see, so-called their followers of religion, result was 0. And then Buddha came, and what did Buddha speak? Daya. Correct? Main theme of Buddha was on compassion. People felt so happy. See, spiritual life is very voluntary. It is not that forcefully you can make do anything. Even if you do forcefully, it doesn't work. So many British Empire, this empire just are blasted away. So many kings tried to artificially rule in this world, revolution, and they were thrown away. Artificially nothing stays. Therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not bother when India was invaded during 500 years ago by Muslims. These all artificial things don't work. In a long run have no value at all. True or not? You tell me, how do you receive knowledge? Very peacefully, very respectful way. You are sitting, correct? Somebody very smilingly shares something. You take that thing voluntarily for the whole life. That's real knowledge, correct? And if you can defend it with different reasons and argument, that is still more better. True or not? That's how knowledge is shared. And that's how Buddha shared knowledge to people. No weapons were raised. And people are hearing Buddha. Imagine they gave up their own Vedic culture totality. Just smiles of Buddha and the knowledge given of Buddha. Total transformation of the whole India. Whole India, Sanatan Dharma छोड़ के. Actually Vedic नहीं है. Buddhist तो Vedic है ही नहीं. कहीं शास्त्र से एक quotation नहीं लिया उसने. He left everything away. Non-Vedic dharma came in and swept whole India. But why? Why did people? It was no force. Why did they accept it? लोगों ने क्यों स्वीकार किया? Because जो उन्होंने platform दिया, उनसे आगे था वो खुशी थी उनके दिल में. He had spiritual happiness in his heart of one level of upadharma, which is better than sinful activity they're doing. Correct? No? So he lifted them to one stage higher. Not that he took them down. Not that he brainwashed them, hypnotized them to follow some cult. No. He actually genuinely, God is always a well-wisher. भगवान तो हमेशा दयालु, हमको भला ही करेंगे. वो जिस धर्म के नाम में जिस प्लेटफॉर्म में थे उसके आगे ले गए उनको, और उसमें शास्त्र की भी जरूरत नहीं थी. जस्ट इमेजिन. So it can be somebody can live in temple, can be much lower than the lowest criminal outside. Possible. Just by staying in a space doesn't make, correct? Your consciousness defines things. Because officially people are followers of the Vedas, but their consciousness becomes so down what Buddha was teaching. Oh my God. And people just, see, people look for happiness, I tell you. People are not after anything. How did Prabhupada make disciples around the world? They were from other religions. Why? Because they saw some benefit. Real, tangible, prataksha anugavam dharma. Once somebody asked, Srila Prabhupada asked people, why is it you are following me? So Prabhupada said, Prabhupada, because what you're telling is in the Shastra and what you're telling is the previous acharyas have said. It's logical. Prabhupada said, no. Because you're getting some experience. Why you're forgetting that? Correct? You're getting tangible happiness, isn't it? भाई सच में बताओ, आप मंदिर से अभी इतना दूर से घर आए, वहाँ से सूरत कल से वहाँ वापस जाते हो, क्या दिल में लेके जाते हो? ये नहीं शास्त्र में दिया था, बड़ा अच्छा लगा आज. ट्रू नहीं? हम उस प्लेटफॉर्म में है नहीं अभी. Is it that? So people felt tangible benefit when meeting Prabhupada. What he tells may not be corroborated by the scriptures or whatever, maybe sometimes contradictory to whatever they knew, but they felt so much happy. Pratyaksha anugavam dharmam. That's therefore this is Raj Vidya. Okay? So therefore you see there was a transformation. Similarly, Madhvacharya went, Shankaracharya went all over India. First Shankaracharya went. He wiped out Buddhism out of India. Why did he lift a weapon? No. People listened. People, the first thing they were eager to hear. They were not interested in Bhagavad, Sakatha or Sankhya or the so-called nonsense bhajana. No. They are actually interested in spiritual advancement. Hai? They heard Shankaracharya. Correct. What is the leading Buddhist became his followers. Buddhism was wiped out of India by Shankaracharya in 32 years of his life without lifting one weapon. He went to 4 corners of India, just wiped out Buddhism out of India. 4 mathas in 4 parts of India. Hare Krishna, no Buddhist in India. Now recently Dalai Lama has come, that is like our guest. But all over India, no Buddhism. You don't find any Buddhism large scale present. How it was wiped out? Just this miracle, no? This country allowed free flow of ideas without weapons. You know, people are, if you tell a new idea today, people attack you with weapons because people are so egoistic. They don't hear anything reasonably or open-minded. Oh, they get angry. That's all. First thing. You hit their set of ideas and values, they get angry. That's all. The minds are so locked. And then next, when Madhvacharya went, he spoke something very different more than Shankaracharya. He spoke Dvaita. Shankaracharya spoke Advaita. What happened? The leading Shankara followers were his main disciples. And some of the debates, if you hear Madhva Vijaya, some of the debates were lasting for 12 to 14 days. No anger. They are discussing. No, I am not convinced. Okay, tomorrow we'll talk again. They talk for 12 days. Said, I am your disciple. And they were so knowledgeable, they became his chief disciples. Very powerful disciples. And they could preach vigorously. Okay? So Raj Vidya, this is actually the king of knowledge. What happened once some devotee told Prabhupada, Prabhupada, what about Raj Yoga? This is followed by some others cult. I call them, what about Raj Yoga? So Prabhupada said, I am teaching you Emperor Yoga. So similarly, Bhagavad Gita says Raj Vidya. This is a king of all the knowledge you know. Comparing to what is avidya or so-called vidya. Prabhupada here in the purport mentioned in India, there are 6 Vedic Astika Shastras. Astika there. I talked about Nastika. Buddhist philosophy called Nastika, but it doesn't accept the Shastra. But there are 6 which accept the Shastra. Gautama, Kannada, Yagnavalka, Vaisheshika, these are all different tattvas. You heard about them. I had taken one day class, I will not take now, no time. How do these philosophies are actually one after another. Karma Mimamsa or Jaimini, these are all different philosophies. All are Astika, they are based on the Shastra. But they have taken some different conclusions. But Vedavyasa, when he presented his Vedanta Sutra and he preached, he became Mahamuni. They all became his disciples. Okay, that became Astikya. Okay, and among all the Astikya, Vedavyasa is considered, not Muni, he is considered Mahamuni. Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite. Therefore the word comes Mahamuni. That is the reference to Srimad Bhagavate composed of Mahamuni. Raj Vidya, Raj Guhyam. It is very, very confidential, this knowledge. This knowledge is very, very difficult. Unless the process is proper, we are genuine, we are sincere, the teacher is qualified, this knowledge is very difficult to awaken within the heart. Correct? Raj Vidya, Raj Guhyam. This Bhagavad Gita, this chapter is called Raj Vidya chapter, and it's a Raj Guhyam. It is very confidential. What is confidential? You can read, no? You can read, you'll not understand. You understand? होता ना ये चैप्टर तो बड़ा सीक्रेट है, समझ ही नहीं आता किसी के. But this may be academically, it's not academically it is difficult, it is spiritually difficult. There are so many ignorance we have. Very most confidential thing is that my service to the Lord I have forgotten. I totally forgotten my service. I have some service to Krishna which I have forgotten. I was discussing this class in some colleges this week. Ignorance is not bliss. I just showed you the previous part of that. The main point is that is ignorance because we do not know. We're thinking by making the body healthy, we will become happy. Or by some academic education, become happy. Both are bodily platform. That's first level of ignorance. Second level of ignorance is that we don't know we have spirit, soul. And third level of ignorance, we have forgotten we have some service to the Lord to do. We have forgotten that. So all of us are engaged in some service to the Lord, and Lord is missing that. Correct? Like mother may have 10 children, each children is different. And there is separate enjoyment from each children. Just because 100 children are there, mother is not satisfied. What are the 101 child, what is he doing? Correct? आपके 5 बच्चे हैं, 4 आपके पास हैं, आप 5वें के बारे में फिर सोच रहे किधर है वो? You're thinking, no? So every child is different. So similarly, some service, we are children of Krishna, some way we serve Krishna. Maybe we are a friend of Krishna, maybe we are a calf of Krishna, maybe we are a bird of Krishna. Something we have some service to Krishna. Maybe we may be a mother of Krishna. We have forgotten that service and Krishna is missing you. And we are loitering here as if we are totally, just imagine, total ignorance of our identity. Raj Guhyam. Raj Vidya, Raj Guhyam. We are not aware at all, but it's a fact. As we advance the spiritual life, it becomes awakened your original identity. And then you serve the Lord in that identity. Okay? Don't mistaken, I am not in that situation. It is for very advanced spiritual. Raj Vidya, Raj Guhyam. Then Pavitram, Uddamottam. This is purest. Very, very pure. Krishna is the purest, and knowledge about him is purest. Raj Vidya, Raj Guhyam, Pavitram, Idam Uttamam, Prataksha, directly perceived. If anybody practices Krishna consciousness, he can see change within himself if he is practicing. If it is not, let him check where he is making mistake. True, it is left to Krishna. When he wants to give mercy, you cannot force, but Krishna is also not dogmatic. Krishna is reasonable. If somebody is sincere and genuine, definitely Guru and Krishna will help him. Prataksha anugamam dharvyam susukam kartum avavyam. This is very joyfully performed. ये तो तरीका ही बहुत खुशी का तरीका है. ये कष्ट नहीं है. वैसे कष्ट है, but एक कष्ट सुखदायी कष्ट है. One person is arguing for days. No, Krishna consciousness is very difficult. I say, yeah, difficult, but happy difficult. It's like, अब सुबह उठने में मुश्किल होता है. उठ के जप करते हैं. मुश्किल तो है जप करना, लेकिन उसमें उसी समय आनंद मिलता है. ऐसा नहीं कि अब 50 साल तक जप कर रहे हैं, ठंडे पड़े हुए, हाँ अब अच्छा लग रहा है. ऐसा नहीं है. That very moment you feel happiness. True or not? You sit down and read Bhagavatam, read one chapter today. Actually how time goes, God knows. Time is there. Correct? You make 1 hour, log that time. That hour I read. So you read that time. It is kashta to create that hour. But once you read, immediately you feel susukam kartum avaya. It is difficult. Even to chant 1 round is very difficult. Mind is so distracted. Correct? But you do it, immediately you feel peace. You start feeling spiritual experience. Susukam kartum avayam. It is said in Kali Yuga, the most direct method you have of perception of the Lord is chanting the holy names. Your contact, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, my first contact with the Lord is the holy name in the middle word. Naam bina kichu nahi, 14 bhuvana. Okay. In the 14 words, there is nothing except the holy name now.